Imagine a coastal strip, 25 miles long, where the sea is a locked gate and the sky rains fire. Imagine hills and valleys, ancient and fertile, now sliced by concrete walls and choked by checkpoints. This is the Gaza Strip and West Bank in 2025, Palestinian. Territories claimed for a future state but crushed under Israeli control. These aren't just lands. They're battlegrounds where soil, water, and air are weapons, and geopolitics suffocates hope. Why care? Because their agony exposes the world's failure to stop a slow-motion catastrophe. The lands and their shackles. The Gaza Strip, 141 square miles, hugs the Mediterranean, its sandy plains once ripe for orchards. Now, it's a cage. 2.1 million suckers, people packed in, one of Earth's densest populations. Its coastline, fish-rich, is blockaded, its farmland blasted or restricted. The West Bank, 2,180 square miles, is a mosaic of olive groves, stone terraces, and aquifers under rocky hills. Cities like Hebron and Nablus pulse with history, but 60% of the land is locked under Israeli grip, its resources siphoned. Israel captured both territories in 1967, Gaza from Egypt, West Bank from Jordan. Palestinians claim them for a state, but Israel's military and civil control dominates. Gaza's borders, airspace, and waters are sealed by Israel and Egypt. A blockade tightened since Hamas took over in 2007. The West Bank's separation barrier, 440 miles of concrete and wire, cuts through villages, isolating 9% of its land. Checkpoints, 140 fixed, hundreds pop up, strangle movement. These territories, fertile and strategic, are throttled by occupation, their geography weaponized. Resources are the flashpoint. Gaza's offshore gas fields, holding 1.4 trillion cubic feet, could fuel a nation but lie dormant under Israel's naval control. The West Bank's aquifers supply 80% of its water to Israeli settlements, leaving Palestinian towns parched. Stone quarries, vital for construction, are mostly Israeli-run, generating $900 million yearly. The land's potential, Gaza's fish, West Bank's olives, is choked, their wealth fueling conflict instead of prosperity. The grip of 2025, Gaza's crisis, is acute. The 18-year blockade starves the economy. 50% unemployment, 80% aid dependency. Israel restricts fuel, cement, and medicine, crippling infrastructure. The power plant, bombed repeatedly, delivers 6 to 10 hours of electricity daily. Sewage, 90%, untreated, poisons the sea, killing fish and tainting groundwater. Airstrikes, escalating in 2024-2025, have razed 70% of Gaza's buildings, per UN estimates. Hamas fires rockets, prompting Israeli retaliation, but the land suffers most. Farms in buffer zones are no-go areas, shot at by drones. The West Bank's occupation is a slow grind. Area C, 60% of the territory, is under full Israeli control, hosting 200 settlements with 700,000 settlers by 2025. Settlement expansion, 12,000 new units approved in 2025, swallows Palestinian land. Settler attacks, up 50% since 2023, burn orchards and seize springs. The Palestinian Authority, PA, governs fragments, areas A and B, but Israeli raids override PA security. Water is critical. Settlers consume 300 liters per person daily. Palestinians, 70. Military demolitions, 200 structures in 2024, clear space for settlements, leaving rubble where villages stood. Both territories face economic strangulation. Gaza's GDP per capita is $1,000, half its 2006 level. The West Bank's economy, reliant on agriculture, loses $3 billion yearly to restrictions. Geopolitical quagmire. The Gaza West Bank crisis is a global fault line. Israel, backed by the U.S. with $3.8 billion in annual aid, frames its control as security against Hamas and West Bank militants. The U.S. vetoes UN resolutions critical of Israel, stalling peace talks. Egypt, co-enforcing Gaza's blockade, prioritizes its border stability. The PA, led by Mahmoud Abbas, is weakened by corruption and no elections since 2006, undermining its legitimacy. Hamas, ruling Gaza, is labeled a terrorist group by the US and EU, justifying blockades but trapping civilians. Regional powers shape the stalemate. Iran backs Hamas and Islamic Jihad, funneling arms via tunnels, escalating tensions. Saudi Arabia and UAE, normalizing ties with Israel, sideline Palestinian statehood. The EU, while critical of settlements, buys $300 million in settlement goods yearly, softening its stance. The UN, with 120 resolutions since 1967, demands a two-state solution, but enforcement is nil. Settlements, illegal under international law, grow unchecked, shredding the Oslo Accords' Land for Peace vision. The lands are pawns. Gaza's gas remains untapped, a geopolitical chip. West Bank quarries and water fuel Israel's economy, not Palestine's. Global complicity, trade with settlements, arms to Israel, sustains the status quo. The territory's plight tests international law, exposing a world where might trumps right, the land's breaking point. In 2025, Gaza teeters on collapse. A March ceasefire collapsed per UNRWA, with 180 children killed in a single day. Over 92% of homes are damaged, per Gaza's Ministry of Public Works. Water is 95% undrinkable, crops fail, and famine looms. 30% of children are malnourished. Per UNICEF, military operations, intensified post-October 2023, have displaced 1.9 million, 80% of Gaza's population. The land itself is scarred. Rubble buries farmland. Chemical runoff from bombs poisons soil. The West Bank's tensions spike. Israel's largest operation since 2002, launched in Jenin in January 2025, displaced thousands, per UNRWA. Settlement growth carves the territory into 165 enclaves, killing two-state hopes. Violence surges. 600 Palestinians killed in 2024, per OCHA, alongside 20 Israelis. Demolitions and land grabs, 2,000 acres seized in 2025, shrink Palestinian territory. The land's olive groves, 10% destroyed since 2020, symbolize a dying economy. Water shortages, worsened by 2025 droughts, pit settlers against villagers. The territories could thrive. Gaza's coast, unblockaded, could yield 50,000 tons of fish yearly. Its gas fields could generate $5 billion. The West Bank's hills, with fair water access, could triple olive yields. Solar potential, 3,000 sun hours annually, could power both regions. But conflict buries these futures. A Gaza war could ignite Lebanon or Iran. A West Bank uprising risks regional chaos. The status quo, occupation without end, erodes the land's lifeblood. Gaza and the West Bank aren't just territories, they're a global shame. Their seas, soils, and skies crushed by power and greed. Their gas, water, and crops are stolen, while the world watches. You can break this silence. Visit btsilem.org or alhac.org for raw data. Land theft, water grabs, blockade tolls. Share reports. videos, facts. Force the truth out. Act now. Demand your government back UN calls to end the occupation. Push for sanctions on settlement products. $1 billion in trade yearly. Support groups like Medical Aid for Palestinians, keeping Gaza's clinics running. Every call, letter, or protest you raise cracks the apathy.